Hello, everyone. I hope that you all had a wonderful week and a wonderful Thanksgiving. As you can see, this is audio. I am traveling, or was traveling, I should say. I'm not in my studio, so I have to do it audio only this week. The information is the information. So here you go. Without any further ado, this is the astrology and energy forecast for December 1st through December 7th. Rabbit, rabbit. Tomorrow is the first of the month. Cannot believe that. Final month of the year. The December forecast is going out shortly along with your channeled messages for each of the 12 sun signs. So stay tuned for that. The tagline for this week ahead: declutter, decompress, breathe deeper, worry less. I also want to put in here my quote for the month of December, for the whole entire month. You're going to see that in the December forecast, but it's relevant here as tomorrow is the first of the month. When the inner flame ignites, the soul takes flight. December opens the door to everything you are ready to receive. The final month of 2025 begins tomorrow, December 1st. It's a new month, a new vision. Astrologically speaking, planetary wise, there is not a whole lot going on, yet at the same time, energetically, it's very busy and there is a lot going on. We've still got a really nice aspect between Jupiter and Saturn, our two social planets. Mercury, the messenger planet, the planet of communication, is also involved in that really nice aspect referred to as a grand water trine. This is fabulous all week long for intuition, for tuning in and trusting that inner knowing, for heartfelt conversations, for revelations and realizations. It's also a time of heightened emotion and awareness. So if you find yourself more emotional, do not be surprised. You may already have been experiencing this. We now have planet Venus, the planet of connection, value, money. Venus is officially in the sign of Sagittarius, injecting a little bit more action and fun and liveliness to all of our interactions, infusing the energies with a little bit more color. And it's a full moon week. And not only is this a full moon this week, it is a supermoon. That's a fancy way of saying that it is that much closer to the earth, that much closer to us. The properties and energies of the full moon are that much more strong, that much more potent. And it's a full moon in the sign of busy Gemini. It's also the final full moon of the year. It does bring with it a little bit of nervous tension, scattered energy, and some potential overwhelm, which might be felt a little bit more intensely if you have strong mutable energy, which is Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, or Pisces. Planet Mars is moving into a hard stop aspect called a square with Saturn, the planet of restriction and boundaries. Mars wants to move and Saturn wants us to stop. Saturn wants us to pivot, turn left, or just stop us altogether. And Mars doesn't want to stop. Mars wants to just blaze ahead. So there could definitely be quite a bit of tension being felt this week. It's extremely important to protect your peace, of course, but even more important to protect your health. There are a lot of nasties going around, especially when it involves the lungs and our respiration. So just take heed. And as I was looking at the charts, the astrology for this week ahead, Spirit kept on showing me the wolf. So I want to go ahead and read to you the message of the wolf from my Spirit Animal Guide book, which is very, very accurate in depicting the energies. Here is the meaning of the wolf. This will cover the week of December 1st through December 7th. The wolf reveals to us that characteristics and behaviors that no longer serve your spiritual purpose are being culled from your consciousness. Make cooperation a priority over competition. Valuable insights, ideas, and new teachings are coming your way, so pay close attention. It's important to maintain your self-esteem and integrity and deeply trust in your inner knowing, even when you feel misunderstood or misaligned. Call on wolf when you feel lost with regard to a relationship, project, or your career, or else you're confused about your life path and purpose. You feel at one extreme or the other with your social ties, either feeling isolated and alone or overly enmeshed with family and friends. You've been feeling a little too civilized lately and want to tap into the wild and instinctual. You're having trouble discerning the sincerity and truth of what someone is communicating to you. You want to be more expressive in your communication, particularly by adding more body language and vocal reflection. That is a pretty powerful message for this week ahead. And remember to bring it back to the tagline, declutter, decompress, breathe deeper, worry less. When the inner flame ignites, the soul takes flight. December opens the door to everything you are ready to receive. There's a very strong energy this week of nostalgia, reflecting on the past, and also simultaneously, we can feel sweet about something or someone or a situation, and we can still know in our heart and soul that we must let it go because it's no longer aligned with our spirit, with our purpose. And that's a big theme this week. There's nostalgia, there's some sense of potential loss or sadness attached to certain things that we are letting go of, mind, body, soul. But nonetheless, that is the energy of this week, of this month, actually. A lot coming up to the surface, a lot coming up from our souls, from our psyche to our conscious awareness. There are no coincidences. All of those synchronicities are a wink from spirit. Now let's move into the daily breakdown. Monday, December 1st. The moon is in Aries. This is a great day to reflect. It's also the first of the month, right? So it's a great day in general to do reflection as it pulls in what we want to manifest or how we would like the month to shape out for us. There's a lot of fuel and motivation and momentum for the month ahead as we start the month off. So it's a really great day to plan and to focus on what you would like to build. Remember, we are closing out a 9-year, 2025 is a 9-year, all about culminations and endings and the wrap up of cycles, tying up loose ends as we get ready to move into 2026, which is a 1-year and all about potent new beginnings. We've got Venus speaking nicely to Pluto, which is really cute for relationships and conversations and having some fun. The moon will trine Mars. This is a really cute, sporty energy, motivating, charged. The moon will also square off with Jupiter, align with Chiron and Eris. So there could be a little bit of, hastiness or impulsivity to the communications. Competition could also be permeating the energies, the air on Monday. So just watch out for that. Healthy competition is often a good thing, but when it turns extremely toxic, we know the difference. So pay attention to that. The moon will also go void at 1:14 p.m. That's Eastern time. 1:14 p.m. Eastern time, the moon will leave the sign of Aries, meaning it has completed its trek through the sign of Aries and the aspects here, making aspects to other planets. But it will not enter Taurus until 10:13 p.m. Eastern time. So what does that mean? That time period could feel, it's really a good time period for reflection and rest, not necessarily to move ahead and just charge through everything. It's a really good idea to just, like I said, plan. It's good to focus on what you want to build. It's good to take it inward. It's good to also use these energies to burn energy, like working out, playing games, things of that nature. And then the moon will enter Taurus. And we start Tuesday the 2nd off. The moon is in Taurus. Right off the top, the moon will duke it off with Pluto, the planet of power, transformation. Pluto is now direct in Aquarius. We can feel very motivated and or heated in our quest for the truth regarding a specific matter. And I do feel like a lot of this has to do with family dynamics for most people. It's like the uncovering of information. And that information could lead you in a positive direction, or it could actually lead you in a different direction than you thought. But either way, there's realizations and revelations coming through. And Uranus, the planet of change and freedom and liberation, and also at times disruption and unexpected change. Uranus moves to 28 degrees of Taurus. Uranus moves quite slowly. And I bring this up because Uranus will be at that 28th degree of Taurus until December 29th. If you know your chart, your astrology, and if you don't worry about it, just ignore this. But if you do know your chart, if you have strong Taurus energy, Scorpio, Leo, or Aquarius especially, and you have anything at that 28th degree, you're going to be getting this Uranus energy very strongly all month long. So you're going to just want to know where that lands for you and where you're set to feel like you are chomping at the bit, or you need to make some changes, or where the universe, the divine, pulls those changes in for you. There's a lot of course correction going on here, and this can be very positive. You can always check your birth chart right on my website, lisasalvatore.com. Just go to the free birth chart area. And for those that might not know, I have a lot of teaching material, both free and paid, and you can find that under my courses tab on my website. Okay, Wednesday, the 3rd, I have this flagged as spirit speaking. Dreams are very colorful, very enhanced, very prophetic at times, bringing in messages. The nodes of the moon, this is where we have eclipses, the nodes of destiny, they move back to 13 degrees of Pisces and Virgo until December 14th. So just what I said about Uranus at 28 degrees, if you've got any of the mutable energies at 13 degrees, which are Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, Pisces, you are getting the energy of the nodes, the nodal transit here, which is destiny. Fast tracking to our destiny. And that happens either through doors completely blowing open or slamming shut in our face, seemingly. That's the universe's spirit, the divine, however you look at that. That's the way of us knowing that we are not on the right way. And even if there's some pushback attached to it, you must trust the higher order. It's significant to trust in the divine plan, in the higher order. The moon in Taurus will come up against Mercury in Scorpio by opposition. The moon will also harmonize with Saturn and Jupiter. There's a lot of good here. There's a lot of potential, especially on Wednesday, for reveals, information. But it's really important that you quiet and silence the mind and the mouth long enough to hear it, to feel it, to recognize it. And especially through the dream space and through music. And then the moon will move into Gemini at 9:48 p.m. Eastern time. And we are building up to this big full moon, the final full moon of 2025. That reading will be out shortly. But Thursday the 4th, we've got that Gemini full moon at 13 degrees. It's big, it's powerful. It's asking us to finalize our projects, finalize our thoughts, get organized, get ready for next year, clear the mental clutter, declutter, decompress, hence the tagline for this week, declutter and decompress, breathe more, worry less. Around this full moon, that's very powerful. This full moon is in opposition to Venus. It's in a square, which is a tense aspect with the nodes. This is about course correction and trusting in divine timing. And your full moon reading, meditation, and ritual will be out shortly. And then on Friday the 5th, Pluto moves to 2 degrees. So if you have anything around that 2nd degree of Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, you're receiving a Pluto transit. This is all about where you're going to be called to transform, to reflect very deeply, to psychologically dismantle your past energies around certain situations in your life, in your reality. The moon in Gemini will oppose Mars. It will also bump up with Saturn and Neptune. So Friday can feel a little bit bitey and a little bit emotional, very emotional, especially as we're coming off of that full moon. And who knows what's going to be, revealed to you, right? Mind, body, spirit. It could be very positive, but it could still carry a lot of energy and emotion with it. We still have that really nice grand water trine going on. We've got that really nice energy from Mercury and Jupiter and Saturn. This is the type of energy where we can see, as we move into the weekend, missed opportunities or things coming back around. It's like these blessings can come forward again. This could be a time where a mentor or a guide or a teacher appears in your reality. Let's just say you've been, looking for that and you're putting it out there. Just be open. This is ask and you shall receive energy. So it's really important to be mindful of the energy that you're carrying, the vibrations that you're vibing on. Are you in love? Are you in fear? Are you in joy? Really think about that. And then the moon will move into Cancer, 8:54 p.m. Eastern time, Friday evening. Then we get to Saturday the 6th. I like the weekend. I like Saturday. I like Sunday. I have it flagged as cozy. A good time to do something fun with your people of choice, your friends and or family. The moon in Cancer makes a really sweet aspect, even though it's fast, with the nodes of the moon, which just brings forth nice opportunities for communication and connection. We've got that watery energy here. Feel the feels, be in the moment. And a very strong reminder that presence is the present. Very strong reminder for this weekend. I say that a lot, but it's really powerful as we move into this weekend. And then Sunday the 7th, I have it flagged as sweet and soft. We've got that moon in Cancer aligning with Jupiter and harmonizing with Saturn. Super sweet conversations, talking about our emotions, the way that we feel. Even if there are some tears involved, this could be very lovely. The moon will harmonize with Mercury. It will harmonize with Saturn. It'll harmonize with Neptune. And then it will move into Leo later on in the evening. So the dream space again, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, even into Monday of next week, it's really strong. But remember, there is a lot of good here, but there's also going to be this tension in the background. And we're probably going to see this playing out collectively because we've got that Mars-Saturn square building to an exact square on the 8th. So we're coming up on that energy. We also have that supermoon that's heightening everything. And then we have the crescendo. We're going to come off of that supermoon and get even closer to that Mars-Saturn square. And these are mutable energies. Mutable, it's very active, it's flexible, but it can also be overwhelming and a lot. So there could be a lot of energy, a lot of information coming at us, coming at you specifically. It's going to feel different for everybody. So just be mindful of that even with all of the good here, presence is the present. Stay in the moment. It's really easy to get wrapped up in the future and the what ifs and feeling like we have to have it all figured out. But there's often revelations in the silence, in the stillness, and especially in the discomfort. We always want to know what's next. We all do. It's human nature. We can't help it. But this is the time to recognize that we can't always know that. And sometimes just being here right now in this moment is the moment. It is where we need to be in this space. Presence is the present. Declutter, decompress, breathe more, worry less. Use that mantra this week as often as you need to. I didn't even technically pull a tarot card for this week, but I will tell you that the tarot card that I have chosen is the 6 of Cups, which puts us in our feels and our emotions, reflecting on the past, with gratitude and with love, even with the energies that we have had to leave behind for our soul's growth. Honor the good. Gratitude is the attitude. And be sure to be on the lookout for your December forecast, the readings through each sign, and your reading and ritual and meditation for the final full moon of this year. I'll see you soon. Take good care and have a wonderful week.